Hey guys, what is going on? Shah here, and today we're going to be taking a dive into the Mechagon Workshop dungeon to be looking at another dungeon pull. Now, Diango from the last video recommended this pull that I cover this one, and I'm more than happy to. I've spent some time pugging it, I spent some time with my own pre-mades, and I have finally found decent clips to finally show you guys. So I do apologize for this video taking a while. I was on vacation, so I just got back and I started pugging away. So here we are at the start of the dungeon. I do want to cover this pull. This pull is very interesting, and it can go one or two ways. You can either wipe severely and can pretty much walk out of the key, or if you've done properly, you don't even have to spend any kind of cooldowns or globals really taking care of the trash at all, and the mechanics of the first boss room will take care of that for you. So let's get started. So right off the bat, I'm going to be using Stampeding Roar to get down there, followed by a Light Foot Potion to make sure I get to the mobs first, so I can start getting aggro. Now, it is a skittish, and it is a bolstering week, so the aggro concern is real, especially when you're playing with an Unholy DK and a Windwalker Monk. But because we're going to be using a certain strategy to take care of these mobs, I don't need to worry about it too much. So there are three different mobs in this pull. You got your bomb tonks up front, you got your Strider Tonks on either side, and then in the back you got Rocket Tonks. Now, the Strider Tonks are going to do Flying Peck, which are just going to target random, typically the furthest player in range, so we're going to be looking to see that the Hunter's going to be targeted by that. They're going to just keep jumping at him and trying to doing like little AoE damage. The Bomb Tonks need to be kicked on a cast called Detonate. If this goes off, you're probably going to wipe, especially in a hierarchy and fortified. So like a 21, one or two missed kicks can easily wipe the group. And then your Rocket Tonks are just going to do little rocket barrages, little AoE circles on the ground. Just don't stand in fire. You should be good. Now, something to note with the Rocket Tonks. Their rockets do damage to themselves. So if you properly stack up, this is all about positioning in this clip, they will kill themselves easily. So we're going to go right in. I'm going to be grabbing aggro, and I'm going to be making my way right over to the hammer. So in this clip, we're actually using both of the strats here, mainly because the second one was kind of an accident. So typically, the best way I have found with pugs, and especially if you're the tank, is to position them underneath the hammer. They do have aggro tables, so eventually when they're done casting, when they're done, doing their little flying pecks at the range players, they will come to the hammer eventually. So if the tank stands there, it's the best way to have a result of getting this pull down quickly. Now, using CC effects like Ursul's Vortex, which I just failed at here, so I tried to group them up, but I did it a little too late, so they actually all missed the hammer. So using things like Ursul's Vortex, Ring of Peace, Binding Shot are all very strong utility here to keep things underneath the hammer. So what's going to happen after this is there's going to be actually a Ring of Peace that comes out and positions them with Binding Shot all right underneath this hammer. And as you guys see, as this goes off, it's going to instantly kill 3 of them. With the way this hammer works is it actually does more damage based on the amount of mobs that are and people who are underneath the hammer. So in a perfect world, everyone will be underneath. So we do have all 4 melee. We have myself, the healer, and then the 2 melee underneath the hammer. Elda's a little bit off to the bottom of the screen here underneath my UI, but he's making his way in. So the next hammer was about to go off, but unfortunately a second Ring of Peace knocked him out because Binding Shot just failed there. Or it went away, it didn't fail. And then lastly, what we did is we actually pretty much stacked on top of them, and their rocket barrage ended up killing them. So those are the 2 different ways that this pull is going to go down. Either they're going to get hit by their own rockets, which are targeted at players. So if everyone stacks up on top of the mobs underneath the hammer, this pull is going to go extremely, extremely fast. Now, Mephis did pop off at 140k, but our other DPS only did 9k and 28k with me at 50-something k just to hold aggro. So DPS don't need to blow cooldowns here. Healers, if the kicks go off, shouldn't have to blow cooldowns there, and as long as people are watching where they're standing. So that's how this pull is supposed to be done. You see this all the time in MDIs. You see groups getting underneath the hammer or stacking up very, very tight so all the rocket barrages go right at the mobs, and making sure the Strider Tonks don't go too far away from the group. If this is all done properly, you won't have to spend any cooldowns, and you can have a nice, clean start to the dungeon. Well, I hope this guide helps. I know it was a little bit of a quicker one. Now, if you guys did like this video, please let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to see a different kind of pull, different kind of dungeon, let me know as well. I might cover that before I do kind of the rest of the videos that I have planned. Per usual, I hope you guys are staying healthy, doing well, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Take care.